examined the relation between vorticity and circulation. And here is the fundamental assumption that motivates next lecture by Prandtl. To me, this is the most important thing that happened in the history of aerodynamics, this assumption that the flow at high Reynolds number, small angle of attack, is irrotational everywhere except for a very thin layer around the airfoil. Was this thin layer around the airfoil? The boundary layer. So in this boundary layer we have vortices. How come it cannot be rotational? It is rotational, of course. If you want to continue this statement for unsteady flows, how can we do it? So everywhere except for a very thin layer around the airfoil and in the wake. So also in the wake, we have some vortices in the wake. We have some vorticity in the wake. So we have thin layer in the wake. So this is your flat plate. We have thin layer here. And we have thin layer in the wake. Outside of these two thin layers, the flow everywhere is irrotational. Like I said, this is my own opinion. This is the most important thing that ever happened in the history of aerodynamics. Why? Because of two things. This assumption is damn accurate. It's very, very accurate. It's indeed accurate. If you go and simulate full Navier-Stokes equations and look here and compute the vorticity, it will be zero. So it's true. Second, it's enabling. It opened the whole field. Why it's enabling? Because here the flow is irrotational, meaning we're going to talk about this next time. It's not plus square phi equals 0. So what? So what? It's a linear equation. A linear equation admits superposition. What do you mean by superposition? It means that I can divide my very complicated problem into smaller problems, solve this very teeny one, and then add them together. I get the total solution. This assumption is behind every single theory in aerodynamics that you learn about. The thin airfoil theory, the Prandtl lifting line theory, the Tudor-Sum, Wagner, all the names that we mentioned. Every theory that you got, except the boundary layer, of course, every theory, this assumption is behind. Without this, the man-made aviation won't come true. So this is indeed, to me, this is the most important thing that ever happened in the history of aerodynamics. See you next time.